The answer is to keep it.
Welcome back, my fellow agents. And we do have an answer for that question. It is I, X7, your host of Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters, also the co-host of GD Explanations. We just had a new episode out yesterday, and we kind of lost the plot. Check it out. Today we are going to be talking about the 1968 space epic. I mean, it was really made in 1968, even though it says it was released here in the general release in 69, so go figure. However, it is the green slime, as the music says.
You'll believe it when you find something screaming across your mind.
Yes, and we have talked about the green slime song way back when. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a minute, but it was written just for the movie with session musicians. So, having said all that, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I know the Japanese, Italian slash United Statesians movies do get quite a bit of traction, so I hope you all enjoy this. But leave a comment, and if you want to, watch 5 or 10 or however long it takes. Shouldn't take too long. We all know the plot to this, but it's a fun movie. I really enjoy it. What's not to enjoy? Alien fungus takes over a space station. Deadly alien fungus. And having said all that, let's roll. Okay, so now we've got the start of the movie. We see our space station there, UNSC Gamma 3. This is what ostensibly ties it in with the four earlier Italian movies that, where'd that go? Well, it's somewhere here in Wikipedia. I'll link it, but it's Metro Goldwyn Mayer, Ram Films, and Toei was the MGM contracted Antonio Margheriti to make 4 television movies that were pretty good. Wild Wild Planet's really fun. The other 3 are worth a watch, and that was in '65. So they have a gamma station, so that's how it's kind of related. It's not. None of this was shot in Italy or has any Italian cooperation with it, though some of the actors may have been from Italy because they're all expats that were living in Japan. As we know, that happens with Toho, with Daiei, with all of them. There's a lot of, if they need a Westerner, doesn't matter, they'll get dubbed into Japanese. It doesn't matter if they can act or not. So we start here, and this guy sees a new planet, and the UNSC is there. I mean, the sets are really nice, and I think the miniatures are groovy looking. So, I mean, it's just nice to see handmade stuff anymore. And then we get into, I was going to play a little of the frickin'
The distant stars, the lonely, helpless earth, the 21st century, the world of the future.
So that's the beginning. We'll hear a little more, but the music is playing now. That theme, that lovely, lovely theme song.
Green slime.
So there's our director, Kinji Fukasaku, and we would also know him from other. I want to say, let's see what we. We'll look into the genre. Oh, he did the Black Lizard, a movie I haven't seen. Yeah, I know. You're supposed to love it. And what else? I'm looking. Boy, a lot of Battles Without Honor and Humanity. He's done a lot of things I really haven't seen, but he did Message from Space, which is enjoyable enough. Virus, which is bleak, end of the world stuff there. Samurai Reincarnation. Legend of the Eight Samurai, which is the same thing as Message from Space, essentially one of the Satomi Hakenden adaptations. And then Battle Royale, and one scene in Battle Royale 2. I stopped at Legend of the Eight Samurai with his movies. So he's done a lot. He's got good sense of direction. This movie's probably a little undone due to the language barriers with all of the mostly English cast there. You can tell in the excellent Blu-ray. You can actually hear when they're, which people have been dubbed. Like our stars, one of our stars, Luciana. What the heck's Luciana Paluzzi? She had to have been dubbed because I'm sure she's Italian. And she wasn't in a lot of things. Hercules, the Steve Reeves movie. We can go check out an old Steve Reeves movie. But other than that, Burke's Law, Return to Peyton Place. I'm assuming she is Italian, right? Yeah, she's still alive too. She's born in Rome, Kingdom of Italy. What a title for your city. Muscle Beach Party, OSS 117, Double Agent, Captain Nemo in the Underwater City, which we reviewed before I got into video stuff. She's been around a bit. I mean, the War Goddess. Have I seen that one? Alina, no, that's not the one I've seen. Hawaii Five-0. She kept busy till 78 when she retired. Anyway, we know Richard Jekyll from Latitude Zero and a lot of other things. And Robert Horton, I don't know. His character is so unlikable here for the most part. Though he's a commander, he's not there to make friends. You're supposed to follow orders. I get that. I think he does a great job. He's not there to make friends. So he gets voluntold to go on this mission to blow up Flora, the planet Flora, or the planetoid Flora, which is going to hit the Earth and kill everybody on it because it's gigantic. You think the asteroid that killed all the dinosaurs, the non-avian dinosaurs, was big? This one would have, yeah. So it's kind of got that combination of end of the world, when worlds collide, message from space. And there's more of them than that. Gorath, to name three of the best. I haven't seen any more. I have seen Meteor, but we'll probably never. I'll be hard up for content when we review that. So off he goes. More miniatures. Look at them. Great looking ships. I mean, that's pretty basic rocket ship of the future. Gamma 3 is a very unusual space station. It must have its own artificial gravity. There's Vince Elliott and Dr. Lisa Benson. So you can tell she's dubbed because she has no accent whatsoever. And it's fine. It's an easy job. I'm sure she spoke the lines phonetically, like most of them did. Docking. There's I don't know what they call that. It's like a VTOL, but it's intraplanetary rocket ship, I suppose. They greet each other like old friends. There's I thought that was somebody else, but Ted Gunther is Dr. Hans Halvorsen, and back behind him is Williams, Ferguson. William Ross is in this himself as Ferguson, who I don't think that's him. I think that was Williams, but I should have paid more attention. So there's Flora as they get closer, landing. There's odd green things on Flora, which shouldn't be happening because it came from the depths of space where everything should be frozen. So, weird. But I'm sure it started thawing when the sun's rays hit it. I mean, look at this is a good look at cramped ship, which is what it would have been. And they land. The miniatures come out. They have two of these or three of these mining ships or mining. Drilling machines. And there they are, which look exactly like the miniatures. Good job. And you can hear them. Also, you can see exhaust. So, it is a 60s space opera. It's going to happen. You shouldn't see it. You shouldn't see flame, but whatever. So the good doctor is out examining things, and he finds his green glop. He drops it on his Geiger counter when it starts absorbing the energy, but he doesn't put two and two together. And the fact that it's just attaching itself to all the machines, and Jack Rankin, Commander Jack Rankin, is yelling at everybody, "Get back! It's time to go! We gotta go!" The doc comes in. He gets, he's all excited, and Jack says, "We're not taking it," even though they're leaving all their machines, so they're probably 1,000 pounds light, at least 1,000 pounds lighter than they were. But little Dotch of the green glop gets on one of the um, one of the crew's suit. There's there's how we go. And now I just thought that line, that's an actual quote from the movie.
And lurking beyond the cold, strange immensity of conquered space.
Give it all you got. I can't. I kind of give it all I got. The engines kind of take it. I don't care, Scotty. Give it all you got. And there it goes. That's how much time we have left. Approximately a minute. And with all that, they're at 10 G's already, Captain. And Jack hurts himself, and we don't feel sorry for him because he's an idiot. I mean, he really is a jerk. But like I said, it's acceptable because he's the commander. I mean, it is. I have some thoughts later.
Growing and spreading beyond the warped imagination of the greatest human intellect.
That trailer is not promising everything. So they have a force field, so it protects them from all the debris flying as Flora explodes. First it's green, or first it's pink, then it's green, so it's in 3D. But success! They've done it. And the guy on the Earth that voluntold Rankin to go up there is relieved. They land, everyone's cheering. They're all behind glass. Lisa, of course, runs in and gets yelled at by both Vince and by Jack, Rankin, and Elliot. And they're going through contamination, and the glop starts growing again. And he says, "You should go see the doctor, who is none too gentle," because she hates him because he dumped her. And he says she dumped him, and then got engaged. She's engaged to Vince. So there's the love triangle. Now the Japanese version cuts out most of this. It runs 77 minutes. And this movie moves along at a nice 90 minutes. This whole subplot is stupid. It doesn't ever really go anywhere. There's more conflict between Rankin and Elliot about who's in command and why Elliot's not a good commander, even though everyone likes him. I mean, they respect him because he cares about the people more than the mission. So now get off my state. He doesn't say that out loud, but everyone knows. And so I think that's Williams he decontaminates it. Unfortunately, that really makes the green glop grow, and it kills him. The alarm goes off. They find out what's left of him and see that, but we haven't seen the slimes yet. So the movie, that blowing up Flora, is an incredibly exciting, it's well shot, and it's in the trailer. They just give it away right there for free.
Exploding in unspeakable horror.
Right here. And
The
now,
green slime.
so but there we see, there's our first glimpse of it, and it looks pretty spooky. It's, an alien in an enclosed area. Geez, no one would ever make another hit movie about that, would they? Let alone several aliens taking on people, right? Am I right? But they shoot electricity, and I mean, they don't ever eat people. We're not 100% sure why they're just attacking people, because the doctor figures things out here. They think they've killed one, and of course, the doctor wants to capture it because it's the first alien life form they found. So this is not Star Trek. This is the nearer future. And Rankin wants to kill it he's going to zap it with his laser. But they decide to try to throw a net over it, and that doesn't work. He zaps it, it bleeds, and Vince gets burned. Whatever they have their science is advanced because it just heals it almost magically. And so they have now. Rankin says, "I'm staying in command until we find out what's going on." And then they go out they can't get in contact with Earth. So they do some of this. Now, obviously, they're shot in front of a screen. It's not Subaraya's. They don't have his technology, but it's not bad. I mean, it's fun. The doc has found out that the slimes, they eat energy. They don't eat. Well, who knows? I mean, they have to have something. You'd think they were eating the people, but they're just killing them. So there's a little, there's some plot holes here.
Civilized world at war with alien informed, whose slimy touch means instant, horrible death. Invaders from beyond the stars.
That trailer is awesome. So it invades the sick bay, and Lisa's pretty brave. She's getting people out. She's in control. They keep zapping it. There, it's bleeding green ooze. And he's like, don't zap it. You'll create more of them. And then it hurts itself, so it can. Or I don't say it hurts itself, but it makes itself bleed so it can have more. So they've got brains of a sort. I mean, they're vegetables because there's the slime. They do some interesting reverse stuff. Some of the slime looks just like water. I think if it had been a little thicker, it'd been a little scarier. But there's the baby slimes. I like them. You can get a toy for about $30. I'm really tempted if it's still available because it looks it's cool. I don't care for slimy blobby movies except for this one because they're not really eating people. They're not like the Blob or Kaltiki or the Blob. It's a name 2 or Son of Blob. There, I named 3. We'll review all those at some point in time, but they're like, we got to get out of here. And I don't remember who this one is now. Kathy Horan and I think some other English actresses are in here, but I couldn't find too much. I couldn't. People with sharper eyes have told me that they're in there. I just like this shot. It's just really well set up. There's the pods with their names. Infirmary, this is where the slimes are. Pharmacy and whatever else. But they have to have several layers as well because they're round. Anyway, they're now this is the young lady. That I don't know who that is. Somebody will tell me. Maybe Blake. Maybe not. It's okay if you don't know Blake. You don't have to. John LeMay would know. He knows everything about this sort of thing. Blake knows a lot too. They're co-equal there. Anyway, the slimes attack. Now there's lots of them, and you can see they've got blood on their tentacles or appendages or whatever you want to call it. They really like the lights, so they're trying to trick him into getting into that third station, the third pod, and then they can get rid of them. But they're smarter. Then there's one still in the sick bay. The doctor, of course, says, no, my notes are in there. I've got to go get them. So he runs in and runs smack into the slimes. Now, Vince, of course, wants to save the doc, and so does Lisa. But Rankin's like, no, he's dumb. He's dumb. He's dead. The makeup here is pretty damn effective. That looks terrible. But again, they don't eat people. Maybe they'd eat them later on, but they could only get so big before they would burst out into nothing, into the, burst the whole space station. Unfortunately, they run into a closet that's marked flammable. You can kill them with the lasers, their laser beams.
The green slime. Robert Horton. Luciana Paluzzi. Richard Jacob.
Okay, so I've been saying Luciana's name wrong. Sorry about that. But, I mean, there's a lot of flame in outer space here. Now, this is the atmosphere escaping before they seal it off in the other 3 pods. But it's a pretty impressive shot there. These miniatures look like miniatures. I mean, they're cool looking, but they look like miniatures. I mean, they're not very detailed. I don't care for the overly detailed spaceships and stuff of these days because it's just too much. I like the sleeker stuff. Think the Enterprise as opposed to a Star Destroyer. I'm not saying one's better than the other, but my preference is of simpler, sleeker ships. I mean, the Star Destroyer is pretty darn cool, but it's no Enterprise. So they're trying to get everyone out. C block, airlock panel. The slimes have gotten outside and they're on the solar panels, which is a smart thing to say. They're using solar energy when they're in space because they have direct access to the sun, so they have to turn that off. Now, they're saying we want to, we got to leave the base and blow it up, or these things get to Earth and they'll eat everybody. But they've got to go through the atmosphere. How are they going to get there if they don't go through the atmosphere, which will burn, if it's not controlled, will burn up everything? I know that's... So he's been confined to quarters, but he's like, I heard that. I'm going out to save everybody. Rankin has told Lisa she's still in love with him, and I don't get that. I don't get that feeling. I mean, the movie might want you to think they're going to have a happy ending, but I don't think so. So he says, "I'm taking command." And he's like, "Don't go." And then she tells him. So there's the slimes, the little models of the slimes just out there. They look like Daleks with. They look like little Daleks at this point in time because there's no legs on them. According to myth, they were all played by Japanese children, the ones in the suits, but there probably could have been some smaller Japanese people in there, grown ups as well. Because those suits couldn't have been light. I don't care. And kids, it seems like that'd be a lot of work for kids. But they're out there, they have a war, zapping, and the slimes are still spreading because they're just growing like crazy. I like this shot. It's really, I mean, Jekyll doesn't have a lot of expressions in this movie. Mostly, he's trying to do some. I think he's a good actor. I think he's a really good actor. I just don't think. Again, it was probably the director at the language barrier because he gets a lot of the same looks throughout the entire movie on his face. His facial expressions are very similar for the most part, but he does it. He's when he's smiling and relaxed, but when he's trying to be intense, can vary it up a little bit. So there's our shuttle. They have two shuttles to get everybody off. Really well shot. This battle is exciting. It's a little confusing even in the widescreen. I first saw this, of course, on television, which was not widescreen like this. Again, the Blu-ray that you can get from Warner Brothers is beautiful, and I believe it has the trailer on it. And they make use of the video screens quite a bit. So, his gun's out of energy, and he throws it right in its eye. So, which causes sparks and things. Now, the slimes can be killed or at least stopped, but then they bleed out and more slimes are born. So it's kind of. But why they're growing like that? I mean, where does the actual substance come from? The zaps are animated nicely. I mean, it is Toei, so Jack says, he's going out to save him. Actually, he's got to do it manually, make the ship go out of orbit. Orbit, yes. So they're going to pick him up on the way out. He's got his suit on. He's zapping him, and Elliot comes back in. They're buddies again, and then he gets killed. Now, in the Japanese version, he gets a deathbed scene. So they do have that, and if I had known that, I'd have put it in there because it is available. I think there's an English dub of it. It would have been nice if they'd have put both on the disc, but rights probably. I mean, it was shot in English, but they did dub everyone. They have a Japanese dub here. Goro Naya is Jack Rankin. That just makes me laugh because he was almost always a bad guy. I mean, he was in Invasion of Monster Zero. I didn't say that out loud. And Galaxy Express. Let's get into them. Really? Oh, and he was the great leader of Shocker and Destron. And, everybody. He was always the voice. So, really, let's go to television here. He was in Kimba the White Lion as a voice. Great leader of Shocker. He was the voice of Ultraman Ace. He was the narrator for Kashan and the narrator for Kamen Rider Amazon, Dr. Satan in the Kage Star. I mean, did voices. He almost was all a great leader in Skyrider, of course. That's new Kamen Rider, Shin Kamen Rider, not the unendurable. He was the voice of Emperor Crisis. I mean, just wonderful, wonderful, talented man. So, anyway, I digress. So they've got it's careening toward the Earth now. They get out the dock. They're spiraling away. The slimes start lighting on fire, as does the ship, and then that is a lovely, lovely shot. I just really like that because kaboom! Rankin wants Vince Elliott to have the highest commendation posthumously. Lisa's crying. They go away, and that's the end. I am sure they did not end up together because she's going to blame him for Vince's death, no matter how much it wasn't, or somebody had to make that sacrifice, really. So I don't think they got together. No happy ending for these two, no matter what Hollywood might tell you.
You make too many mistakes. You're not right for command.
This is my command, and I'll manage it.
Two men struggle for survival in the infected remains of a diseased universe.
Infected remains of a diseased universe. I think we're done with the trailer here, though. So here's our special effects: Akira Watanabe and Yukio Manoda. I believe they did work for Toho. They do a good job. I mean, they're not Tsuburaya. He had way more clout than these two ever would. I mean, Eiji Tsuburaya would have had it in Toho in his own studio. These guys would have to do what they were told. Filmed entirely on Toei Studios, presented by Metro Goldwyn Mayer, and then Ram, who Walter Manley and Ivan. Dang it! There we go. William Finger wrote the screenplay. You might know him from a certain Caped Crusader. Walter Manley and Ivan Reiner were producing it, and they did some other interesting stuff as well, like what's that dang thing? Oh, which we will. Terror Beneath the Sea, which I wish I'd seen as a kid because I would like it a lot more. I like it now, but I'd like it a lot more. So anyway, that is our movie for today. And the green slime is the green slime.
What can it be? What is the reason?
Oh, dang. I left that. Just ignore that white line. Anyway,
Something in your head.
until our next assignment, my fellow agents, this is X7 signing off, phasing out, and just keeping a blowtorch next to me in case the slime show up.
But you believe it when you're dead. Green slime.
The distant stars, the lonely, helpless earth, the 21st century, the world of the future, and lurking beyond the cold, strange immensity of conquered space, growing and spreading beyond the warped imagination of the greatest human intellect, exploding in unspeakable horror, the green slime. The civilized world at war with alien form, whose slimy touch means instant, horrible death. Invaders from beyond the stars. The green slime. Robert Horton. Luciana Paluzzi. Richard Jacob.
You make too many mistakes. You're not right for command.
This is my command, and I'll manage it.
Two men struggle for survival in the infected remains of a diseased universe.
Don't ask any questions.
One woman searches for a last chance to save the human race from the desperate hunger of the green slime. A battle in space against faceless beings. A cosmic nightmare that sends you into the incredible, berserk world of green slime.